The teacher-student relationship and the fact that the child is known so well allows the child to be comfortable and feel more confident taking academic risks and pushing themselves than they normally would.
And they really know their kids what the challenges are as well and how to encourage them, how to move them forward.
One of the most important factors for student learning is timely and specific feedback from their teachers. And we do that, again, we do that everywhere.
And this place really built that sense of community and that sense of trust and connection, which is really a hallmark of this institution.
We are one community. Different grade levels, but we still are one community. We learn from each other, we understand each other.
Understanding the importance of the individual, but also of being part of a team, being part of a greater whole, is really essential.
Everyone is respected, valued, and seen.
And that sense of belonging is key to a sense of community.
Collaboration with their peers, that gives them the confidence to be able to effectively communicate with each other. We give children an opportunity to also broaden their emotional vocabulary.
As conflicts arise at Green Vale, teachers stop and recognize those moments. And teachers help students find the right language to resolve those conflicts.
And we spend a lot of time having them understand how someone else communicates, put themselves in somebody else's shoes.
During class discussions, children are able to practice both active listening and waiting their turn to speak, which are both critical skills for self-regulating.
We give children an opportunity to practice impulse control and delaying their gratification.
I think it's important for children to understand the impact they have on others. I often hear teachers saying, was that a good choice? And so they reflect then on their own decision making, which is such an important skill.
Good decision making is taught by giving students opportunities to make choices and then giving them an opportunity to unpack those choices.
Giving children a voice gives the child an opportunity to make their own decisions and building on those decision-making concepts.
We spend a lot of time with the students helping them learn how to build relationships and how to see themselves through others' eyes so that they know how they're being perceived. It's a tough thing for a child to be that aware of themselves in middle school.
We encourage children to play with each other and include each other. And we have a saying in early childhood, there's always room for one more.
As a school, it's critically important that we look at every situation and topic through as many lenses as possible, even when it can be difficult.
We intentionally create opportunities for students to expand their worldview.
Understanding that we are different, but what are those differences and how can we then work together for good?
And we had wonderful conversations about inclusion and the importance of acceptance. And this all came through after MLK, and children had wonderful conversations from pre-nursery through kindergarten.
When we talk about cultural competency, we mean the ability to successfully communicate with others across differences. As children move through the divisions, their individual responsibilities grow incrementally.
We really try to be very purposeful in the way we ask children to grow and to manage themselves year after year. From first grade, unpacking their own backpack, putting their materials in a particular place, keeping neat and organized desks, to managing when they get to 4th and 5th grade a locker, moving class to class, having to take their books with them, and organizing all those materials. By 5th grade, they're writing a 3 to 5 page paper, and then they're ready for upper school when they have to take on far more responsibility.
By the time they get to upper school, students are prepared to juggle 5 to 6 classes requiring prioritizing, planning, and strategizing.
An important skill in any educational setting is to learn how to manage your time for a short-term, long-term project or assignment. Don't wait till the last minute. Students get projects that are due weeks from now, and they have to learn to budget their time.
Then they go to other teachers as well who have other expectations. And the ability to manage those transitions is really key. Those are all parts of executive functioning skills.
We continue to build it through longer periods of time, more responsibility. We're talking about social and emotional learning, but what we're really doing is building a community of learners.
In doing so, we hope that we're building good hearts and good souls.
By the time the students graduate from Green Vale, they are confident, self-assured, polite, respectful, educated young men and women who can be successful in any educational setting. They are highly independent, they're responsible, they're organized, they can manage their time, and they can face failure and learn how to pick themselves up and improve.
Green Vale develops a nice sense of giving back to the community. They teach us those important skills to always give back to people because we are so fortunate.
Green Vale wants to give back not just to their own community but to the entire world, and I feel like ingraining that core philosophy in every single student here has really made significant strides towards that goal.
Every Tuesday for an hour after school, we talked to senior citizens because this year they might not have seen their family as much. They might be lonely, sad, and you don't know what other people's lives are like. We just tried to be as nice and kind as possible to them. Green Vale's taught me every subject, how to be organized, my time management, how to study and study well. I make flashcards because writing it out is best for me to study.
I would say you learn a lot of time management when you're here. I would say that because you have so many different classes.
Usually they advise us to write on paper so we remember it better, and that same class preps us for SAT and just organization throughout the year and how to not fall behind on things.
I feel so great going into high school, and I won't have that huge gap of where I don't know how to juggle all of the work in high school. The teachers here and friends here have set a really good example for what I'm looking for in my next school.
I'm gonna be okay, I'm gonna make new friends, my schoolwork will be fine because I've learned how to juggle all this homework.
Well, first off, my sisters have told me, you're gonna breeze through 9th grade. We're already learning 9th grade stuff. So we know the material already. We're gonna be super prepared.
They always encourage you to pursue what you want to pursue in life. It's a really amazing school because not everyone is an exact copy of each other. Everyone has their own interests, their own strengths, their own weaknesses, and when you put a bunch of people as bright as the students here together and with the amount of different talents, the amount of different interests, you just really have this amazing blend of people.
Independent, good people, nice, trustworthy, loyal. Everyone is really friends with each other. And I feel like I could trust everyone at my school, yeah.
Just being yourself, they really want you to, be out of your comfort zone, but still know who you are as a person, and just don't be afraid to be who you are. Through middle school, you're trying to find who you are as a person and what stuff you like to do. And they kind of just show you different ways you could do it.
You learn how to interact with people, how to understand basic emotions, how to convey, how to empathize, and how to understand how other people are feeling in their lives.
Everybody's different personalities and backgrounds that they really help you thrive to be the best student that you can be.
This year with the riots happening for Black Lives Matter, I know we've talked about a ton of different racial issues and all of this, and we've learned about them.
Don't be afraid to ask questions because that's really what's gonna help the conversation evolve more. I would say no person at the school is the same, which is a really good thing. And I think since no one is the same, we all can just come together and experience each other's differences.
And I think it definitely also, Green Vale helps a lot with your decisions with your friends, and at the same time with your expressions to other people, maybe of different race. It definitely helps me to see that I have friends that are of all races, because with all of this racial injustice that people have been trying to deal with, it's hard from people who are African American or people who are immigrants. You can definitely see where they're coming from.
We always try to be as inclusive as possible, and we just try to make everyone feel like they belong, because in reality, Green Vale, everyone does belong.